Hello everybody and welcome back to the office. It is currently 23 degrees in here, massively roasting hot, and I am sweating so much because they decided to turn our massive radiators back on and our other heating is still running, so we got to sort that out today. It is 11 o'clock in the morning, Thursday the 20th of February. How are we nearly in March already? I don't know, but good news, yesterday I had a little bit of a sales run on eBay. I did £400, which is pretty good since I've been getting £150, £200 days recently. My chair is in the way here. So 9 sales since yesterday, so we're going to pull those quick, and then we got a couple of questions to go through as well. So, you know, without faffing around, let's just get straight in and pull these orders, shall we? So the first one is in box I, and I can see it already. It's this lovely mini bag. Bright yellow, paid £5 on this. So this is obviously would have come with the cars, I presume, like a nice picnic bag or of some sort. I don't really know, but yeah, that was £5 in the charity shop recently, so that hasn't been listed for too long, and that sold for £35. In C1 we have a shark handle and hose. They did say to not bother sending the pole with it, but I think I'm going to anyway, just in case they change their mind and then I'm having to deal with returns and that not as described or whatever. So I need to move this pot somewhere safe for the minute because it's right at the bottom here. There we go, so we got that, and then the pole right there. All those cars have just fallen over. I don't know why these are in here. These should be on a shelf really, but there we go. So oh, that didn't sound good. In yesterday's video we spoke about the SKU system. So obviously when you're watching me pull my orders and you can see how quickly I'm finding stuff, that is the beauty of a SKU system. Because at the moment the only time I ever really struggle to find something is if it's on top shelf, because there's such obviously a big space where it could possibly be. Right, that shark handle went for £15 plus postage, and then in K we have a shark handheld. So this is a little like car vac. That should be in here. Here we go. And there we go. That is that. That sold for 40. I took an offer on that, I believe. So that fully works with the charger and the base and everything. Oh, sugar. Needs charging. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I actually bought another one of these recently. It does work. So there's one problem with it. Once you turn it off, it will not turn back on unless you redock it, and as soon as you've redocked it, it works again. So I don't know what's going on with that, so I've just decided to keep that in the office. It's a nice little desk sort of, it's a nice desk vac. I got this package in here, it keeps sticking to my foot and it's doing my head in. Right, so that was £40. Right, I sold the heel pad. You would have seen that in a CARBOOT video a few weeks back. We got £59.50, and that is in P1. That is right here. So in this like silicone strange bag, it's this weird rubbery pad with like gel inside. So this helps patients or elderly people that have bad blood flow, I guess. They put their heels on here at night and it's like raised up in the air. So I presume you put your sheet over this because this doesn't feel great, you know. You wouldn't want your foot to be straight on this. So I guess this goes underneath the bed sheet like this. But yeah, these are like £80 brand new. That is brand new, and they got it for 60, so they saved £20. So that is good, and I paid a £5 on that. Right, in L, we have sold the weird fruit pear bucket. So this was listed as an ice bucket. So that is interesting, because I didn't know what it was when I bought it, but the person that does my listings for me, and yes, I do have someone who does most of my listings for me now, they listed this as an ice bucket, because there is like a glass, there you go, glass bucket in there. It smells kind of like musty, like I think the plastic is kind of going a bit funny, so I'm going to give it a wipe down, hopefully that helps. But it is super old, it's from the 60s, so it's like 65 years old or something. That sold for £28. And then we have a Helly Hansen white rainproof trousers in 115. So we'll go over to the clothing box here, so it should be in here somewhere. And these are white, so they should be quite easy to find. There you go, 115 straight away. We'll open this up, get them out, and the bag can go back in there. There we go. Nice pair of waterproof trousers. So yeah, these all came in yesterday after filming yesterday's video. So that is good. We got 3 more to go. We got a Grand Theft Auto book in box B. This is one of those old school how to play the game books, like guides that you would have bought in like Game or Game Station. I don't know if you remember Game Station. There you go. So that sold for like £6.50, I believe. So that is good. That's for San Andreas. Very good game. Right, Q1, we have a KitchenAid base for a kettle. So the kettle that I bought wouldn't power on, kept turning itself off. The base is all good. It was the kettle that was faulty. So this has sold separately. Like I mentioned a few office videos ago, I parted this out for spares and got 30 quid on it. And I think I only paid like £40 for the bundle that came with, so that is good. £30 on that kettle base. And then last but not least, in L, we have a Pyrex bowl. A nice one. Let's move that out of the way. Get these out of the way. Don't want this to break. Not sure why this stuff is being put in these bowls, so right, so this is a Pyrex Cinderella bowl. Obviously there's only one of them. There's I think 4 in a set. So someone must have broke one of theirs, or they need it as a replacement or something, I don't know. But there we go, it's in good condition. It's got a few scuffs and marks on. It's clearly gone through the dishwasher a few times. Sometimes that makes them a little bit fuzzier around the edges. But yeah, £20 and 99 pence on that bowl. So that comes to £322 and 96 pence for yesterday, which is good. Right, someone wants to send me an offer of £15 on a £30 jacket, so that is not happening. I will decline that. Right, I'm going to put the desk down because I'm going to answer some questions. Right. Oh, I've just sold something as well. What have I just sold? Was it that bowl? I've just sold a jumper in 91, but that's not going to go out today because that's for tomorrow's video. Right, let's put the desk down. Right, okay. So, I have a question here. Actually, it's more than one question, so I'll put it up on screen. I'm just going to run through these one by one. So this was a question from Cully8481, so thank you for your questions. Question 1. Hi Jay, can you explain a bit on shipping to customers abroad? How does it work? Example, do you ship direct to customers or eBay? How the shipping charges work? Is it worth doing? So that is question one. I'm going to answer that. So before GSP came out, if you don't know what GSP is, General Shipping Program, which I believe in America has actually been changed now to some other shipping system, but in the UK and I guess Europe, GSP is still the International Shipping Program for eBay. So basically I don't do any international shipping now outside of GSP, because GSP is simply better, easier, safer as a seller. So all you have to do is turn GSP on. Now I believe you have to have had an account for 90 days minimum, and you have to have had like a sale without a negative or a defect or something for so long before they'll actually activate GSP on your account for you. But after that happens, you can turn it on. And then obviously all your items will show in foreign countries, Europe or around the world, wherever GSP is available to ship to. So what happens is they get shown the price of the item, they get shown your postage, which will be your postage as normal to somewhere in the UK, which will be eBay's depot, and they also get quoted fees for the international leg of the shipping, and obviously for any custom taxes and whatever. eBay deals with all of that. The customer gets charged. You don't have to worry about it. You don't see that amount at all. It doesn't go into your account, anything like that. So you will literally be paid as normal for the item and your shipping, but you won't be shipping to them. You'll be shipping to eBay. And basically how this works is you will ship to eBay's depot. The depot will confirm that they have received the item, at which case you'll get an email from eBay saying it's now being sent onwards to said country, person in whichever country around the world it's going to. And once that happens, you are pretty much guaranteed that your money is yours. There's a few cases where they will be able to ship stuff back to you at your cost, but it's very rare. So basically what happens is if it gets smashed or damaged or anything in the mail between eBay's depot and them, you're covered, I think up to £500. So yeah, if they ever complain, oh look, like my CD player or TV or whatever it happens to be has been damaged, or it's not working, or it's not how you sent it, if that has happened after you've received that email from eBay saying everything's okay and it's being shipped on, you're covered. So there is a little bit of a delay. They have to open a case, eBay looks into it, it's annoying. Sometimes the case closes instantly. If you phone up, 9 times out of 10 they'll tell you we have to ask for more information from the buyer, and then like 3 days later you get your money or something because it goes on hold, but you are covered, so there's not really anything to worry about. Like I said before, there is a few cases where if they say item wasn't as described or items different to what you sold, eBay will ask them to send it back, and you are liable for getting them that shipping, which is hard to do because obviously you have to figure out, you know, the return mail. I have had this once, and the way I got around this was I asked them to pay for the shipping and then send me the cost, and I would cover that once the item's back and I've checked it and everything. But because the amount was so much for them to front at the beginning when they first went to their courier, they just didn't bother. They just never sent it back because it was like a £20 item or something. So it was more hassle for them to even bother sending it back. So they never did it in the end, so that was okay. But yeah, as long as you're not sending something that's completely different, you should be good to go. So I love seeing GSP. If I've sold like an electronic or something and it's going GSP, I'm happy because you get more coverage with GSP than you would if you just sent it within the UK. Because if it breaks between here and Manchester, for example, you're liable. Obviously you can claim with the courier, but you have to deal with all that. If it's gone to France and it's broken during GSP, you're golden because eBay is going to cover that. As long as the customer says, you know, it's not working or it's broken, the best thing to do is if they message you first, just tell them how to open the case. Just say that's not a problem, don't worry about it. open a items received damaged case or items like not working case with eBay, and they'll sort it out for you, and they'll listen to what you say. They want their money back. So yeah, that's basically how I do international shipping on eBay. So that was question number 1 there. Question number 2 was where do you buy bubble wrap and void paper? So I don't know where we get bubble wrap from, because Johnny buys the bubble wrap and I just give him half the money. So I actually don't know where bubble wrap comes from. As for the void paper, I have a contact that I get that from, and we buy that in bulk. So we buy like 15 or 20 rolls because we get it cheaper. Obviously I'm not able to say where that's coming from because it's my contact and I don't want everyone buying it out from them because they don't have like an unlimited amount of it. But yeah, we get a good price on that. But what I will say is if you go on like Amazon or just Google, you will be able to find cheaper prices than just buying on eBay, because you know, buying craft paper, by the way, our craft paper is recycled craft. Don't ever buy actual craft because it's like twice the price. Imitation or recycled craft, they're the same thing, and they do the job, which is great. So that is question number 2. Question 3 is, I hate using Royal Mail, just not convenient and expensive sometimes. Royal Mail is the only option eBay give. Sometimes Royal Mail, sorry, is the only option eBay give. Is there a workaround? I don't know what you mean exactly by Royal Mail is the only option that they give. My entire eBay store is set up with Every because I've not updated it. I used to ship with Every, so the only option people have on my store is to pay with Every. However, 99% of my parcels now are sent with Yodel because this office is closer to a Yodel than an Every. We did have a Royal Mail on the high street which had DPD, they did Every as well, Parcel Force and whoever else they ship with, but that is now closed down and we don't know where the new Royal Mail is going. So all of those couriers, sometimes I would use for larger parcels, DPD, Parcel Force, etc. I can no longer use because they're not on the high street any longer, because they were in with a WH Smith and the WH Smith closed, so the Royal Mail has gone. They did say they're reopening somewhere, but we don't know where yet. But as for a workaround, I presume you're talking about when you go to buy your label on eBay and it's only showing Royal Mail. Just buy direct or go on Parcel to Go or something. You can buy your label there, you can print it off and add the tracking manually. Yeah, I don't know what else that question could mean, but yeah, Yodel and Every and DPD are always available to me when I go and buy a label, so yeah, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But that, I guess, is a workaround if you needed that. I think that was all of your questions. I don't think there was any more. I did have another question here. Someone said, TN66R said, enjoying these regular uploads coming through. Cheers for all the effort. Thank you. I appreciate that. One question I do have is how much, if at all, you clean up items prior to listing. I imagine some of the types of items you pick up, vacuums, bread makers, kettles, etc., can sometimes be in a right state. Yes, so we clean up vacuums as much as possible before photoing, but let's say we do about 80% of the cleaning to make the photos look really good, and then as I'm shipping them out or before I pack them, I will just run back over and like make sure everything is like as good as possible. Because some people will send stuff back if there's a little bit of dirt here or there, so we do try our best to get that all off. Obviously all the rollers, the filters and everything are cleaned, all the pipes are made sure they're not bunged up or anything. So yeah, we get them to about 90% every single time. Sometimes they're easier than others. Dirt gets in places with stuff like vacuums that you just can't get out, so yeah, as for vacuums, that is what we do. 89% of the cleaning is done prior to photos, and then we will just double check before we send them out, because I have had it in the past where I've sent something out and it has been not up to scratch, and it's obviously resulted in a return which no one wants. So lessons learned there. As for toasters, they are much more difficult. You can shake them out. Some of them you can obviously take the bottom off and get all of the crumbs and stuff out and stuff like that if you're ever buying toasters, but they are very difficult. Do expect to be sending toasters out with crumbs still in them. It's just the way it is with stuff like toasters. Kettles are a little bit different. You can obviously clean them all up on the outside, and then the inside we use descaler. You can get a whole bottle, like a 4-litre bottle of descaler if you go to somewhere like Booker's, or I just buy the sachets from Poundland. It's like £1 for 3 of them because I don't use too many of them, and depending on how bad the kettle is, you're going to be able to clean it with 1 sachet, 2 sachets maybe. Sometimes you even need to use all 3 to clean them. Sometimes you just can't get the scale off and you have to just sell it as needs descaling. Really caked on, something of those sort of descriptive words and stuff in there, because people will buy them for parts and stuff. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, I love saying 9 times out of 10, kettles with a bit of descaling liquid with hot water. You're not supposed to boil it, but I boil it for like 10 minutes. Just don't be in the room because it's highly toxic, I believe. Yeah, get some sparkling clean, which is great. You don't need to use vinegar or anything like that. My mum used to put vinegar in our kettle when I was growing up. It stank. But yeah, what was the other item? Bread maker, I think. As for bread makers, you just give them a wipe down and make sure the bucket's clean. But yeah, I think that was everything. Yes, so yeah, those are the answers to those questions. Yes, of course, everything that comes in is cleaned up as much as possible, but obviously sometimes things can't be cleaned as well as others. But yeah, that is everything that is sold and will be going out today at some point. So once again, thank you for watching today's video. I'm not sure if there's going to be a Friday office video because I am away tomorrow. So if I film a second one today, it will go up. But if not, thank you for watching. I'll see you on Sunday for the CARBOOT video. And of course, next week for some more office videos. Thanks for watching. Put your questions in the comment section below or message in Discord. The link to join Discord is in the description as well, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.